Hello, I'm Julie Hazel, mum-turned-driving instructor, and in this video I would love to introduce my new book on how you can teach your son or daughter the basics of driving a manual car in 5 easy steps. Following the exact strategies I'm going to share, I taught my daughter the basics of car control right through to mastering basic roundabouts with confidence. With these skills in place and only a few lessons from a qualified instructor, she went on to pass her test first time with 0 driving faults. But the decision to start my daughter myself wasn't an easy one. Everyone told me I couldn't do this. I'd been in the Middle East for 15 years. So much had changed since I'd been away and from when I learned to drive. And this was my precious daughter's safety we were talking about. If I taught her the wrong things, some of my friends told me they couldn't do it, they wouldn't have the patience. What if you pass on your bad habits and she fails because of it, they said. So to try and avoid all the pitfalls, I started watching random YouTube videos from people I didn't know, taking on advice from anywhere and everywhere, hoping I was taking on the good bits and leaving the rest behind. But the biggest problem with YouTube is it's about demonstrations on how a learner should do certain things and not how does a supervising driver safely support them to learn that. So while I was working out what to teach, I was also documenting what I was doing to teach it. And having now gone on to qualify as a professional driving instructor myself, as well as previously being a mom trying to work it all out, I think I offer a unique perspective that when you follow the steps in this book, you will not only understand how and what the learner should be doing, but also how to teach it as a layman while keeping it safe and avoiding passing on bad habits. But don't take my word for it. Karen wanted to start her son Lewis driving while they waited for a driving instructor to become available. After following Learn to Drive at Home, Karen gave it 5 stars and said that Learn to Drive at Home gave Lewis the confidence and skills to want to drive. Her son Lewis said that it wasn't just mum telling me what to do, it was a professional instructor teaching me by proxy. Another satisfied mum, Maria, used Learn to Drive at Home to help teach her twins to drive and was so inspired that she went on to qualify as an instructor herself. I know how it feels to be overwhelmed at the prospect of helping your teen learn to drive, but I couldn't stand to see the disappointment on my daughter's face when we couldn't find a driving instructor. And in all honesty, I was also a single parent worried about how I was going to afford the lessons. So I stuck with it, pieced it all together, documented what I did, had a few lessons at the end with a professional instructor, and then came the day when the examiner would make the call on whether she was good enough, on whether I had been good enough. I still remember the sick feeling in my stomach as Nia drove away that day. I was so worried I'd let her down. I would have felt personally responsible if she'd failed, and waiting for her to come back was the longest 40 minutes of my life. But when she passed with a clean sheet, I can't begin to explain the emotional roller coaster of relief, happiness and gratitude that came flooding in as my darling daughter stood in front of me with her pass certificate, tears of joy rolling down both our faces. Remember also though, it's not just me that's seen results with my system. People like Maria and Karen have also reaped the benefits. I'm not advocating that this book is designed to replace professional instruction, but it will get you well on the way to safely teaching the basics, enabling you to start your teenager learning to drive on your terms at a time that's right for you and not when an instructor can fit you in. My unique system will not only lead you step by step on what needs to be learned and how to do it, it will also guide you as the supervising driver on how to safely teach it. When you buy my book, I'm going to help you take those first steps on how to know what to start with. I'll teach you how to explain the foot and hand controls, including a simple technique to master clutch control and reduce stalling. It sounds simple, but I remember sitting in the passenger seat looking at everything I needed to show my daughter and feeling completely overwhelmed at what to start with first. Questions flooded my mind, such as how much did I need to tell her on lesson 1? Was I going to confuse her? And most importantly, would I destroy her enthusiasm and confidence if I overloaded her? My book will take all this away for you. Step by step, you'll know exactly what to teach, what to say, how much detail is needed, and how to expect and troubleshoot problems. By learning my strategies, you'll reduce the feeling of overwhelm on where to start, and your teenager will see success. They'll have less fear of stalling and will have confidence in you that you can help them. You'll also understand the importance of choosing the best places to practice and also how to choose them. This will help you keep things safe, ensure the area is appropriate, and create a calmer learning environment. You'll know the right things to say, which will improve safety, confidence, and control. And by setting yourselves up to be safe and legal, you'll be protecting both your licenses as well. I'll tell you in advance the common mistakes to look out for and how to fix them, which will give you the skills and confidence to troubleshoot problems. You'll learn how to teach proper procedure for approaching junctions, feeling confident that you are doing it correctly. And finally, I'll help you teach how to make safe judgments at roundabouts, providing you with a solid framework to ensure that your team learns to become confident in these critical independent judgment skills. Years of research, training, commitment and passion have gone into the pages of this extraordinary book, now available to you at an incredible value of just £7.77. Imagine how much money you would save if you could get the basics sorted before paying for professional help. Imagine the sense of achievement for you both and the confidence it will give you. I'm not trying to teach you to become a driving instructor, but what if you knew enough? What if you just learned not to pass on your bad habits? What if you had the heads up on the more common mistakes before they even happen and also had the tools to fix them? People pay me much more now in traditional lessons to share the same strategies I share in this book. So, are you ready to take the first steps towards stress-free driving lessons? Click the link below, grab your copy of Learn to Drive at Home on Amazon. Your time is now. Don't wait any longer. Click that link. Let's transform the way your teenager learns to drive, and I'll see you on the inside.